Hi, everybody. I'm here with Stephanie Baysinger, and we're talking about poetry. Stephanie, give us a quick introduction.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Baysinger. I've been working in the recruiting ops space for over 10 years, everything from employment brand, data analytics, process improvement, knowledge management, everything under the sun. So
Okay, you've seen poetry. What do you think?
I am pretty impressed. I think, the thing that stuck out to me while we were chatting about it and you were kind of walking me through everything was the big light bulb was knowledge management. In my role, I have been in charge of everything from keeping wikis updated to, how things sit in Slack to building playbooks. And what I'm liking about poetry is nothing's going to stay stale, which I think is like my number one enemy in knowledge management is you kind of build something and then it's immediately expired as the market changes. So being able to go into the different tools, type in a prompt, both having some automation, pull stuff from the market, like ways to get started talking to hiring managers or selling roles. But then what I'm loving too is looking and mining through our own database is going to bring, kind of creating a network with recruiters. If someone's already done something you have, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. And so just being able to gather all that internal knowledge is a big win and a pain point of mine in a lot of previous roles.
Absolutely. So somebody said to me recently that the thing about recruiting operations and the difference between recruiting operations and recruiter enablement is recruiting ops is typically like serving a stakeholder base, which is finance teams and CIO and other internal business functions. Sometimes not quite to the detriment of the recruiter,
Yeah.
but doing that and then telling the recruiter what needs to happen. But recruiter enablement is doing the other. It's like very much putting the recruiter into the center of
Yeah.
what you're trying to achieve. Does that sound right to you?
I mean, I think it does. What I kind of think is when I'm at my best in recruiting ops, I'm a catalyst for that. Like sometimes there's just information from legal and finance that I will go and retrieve for the recruitment team, but the enablement piece is how do I make that digestible and actionable
Yeah.
for the recruiters? So like where do they find the information? So in like a tool like poetry, how does that get presented to them? How is it nudged in a way that they don't have to go out and seek everything? I'm actually enabling the tools and the resources that we have to give recruiters what they need very, very quickly. I'm like really, really passionate that recruiters have a skill set that involves relationship building, strategic thinking, feedback loops with hiring managers. And when recruiters can be doing that and all of the manual per se is more automated for them, I see that as my role is to make that really easy for them to find and enable them to do that quickly without even having to go dig. And so poetry, showing me the tiles of a recruiter being able to go in and type and look for a starting place is like a big enablement tool. Sometimes that was like me in a lot of one-on-one meetings by having kind of part of my resources given to recruiters. And when I go out and meet with other stakeholders in the business, that's giving me more quality time to do that piece too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there just one last quick question? And I didn't brief you that I was going to ask you this question, but what do you think that does poetry replace anything specific?
Um, from kind of what I was talking about today, I think it could replace internal knowledge management systems. And anyone who's worked on a recruiting team, we kind of also have a habit of wanting to swap those, like a wiki to a Notion type board to Google Docs, and then you never know where to look, Slack messages. I think it actually could synthesize all of those and put it in one portal that a recruitment team feels trust that this is mine, and it has all the resources that you need. So I think it could replace some of the distraction tools. Every enablement tool then becomes like another tab and a distraction. So it syncs those all together into one tool that's like catered for a recruitment team.
Yeah, I'm certainly finding with the companies that are using it that
Yeah,
it's replacing certain things, but it's also kind of orchestrating. So I think
that's
you
a
said
great
synthesizing. So yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you very much for your time. Great to see you again.
Anytime. Yeah, great to see you.